gets hold of the ball, then slices the ball away and gives England the chance to attack again through Freddie Stewart on Poortfleet. Here's Genge, second carry already. Ellis Genge, 18 carries against Scotland, 26 carries in the championship, make that 28 including today. So you can see how much they build around the loose head. Farrell, Ollie Lawrence, 10 carries against Italy, made 80 metres, one player of the match. Farrell, Henry Slade looks for Max Malins, 2 tries against Scotland. Van Poortfleet, now it's Sinclair, those tip-ons, they're all out this front row. Jamie George involved there too. It's very slick. Owen Farrell again, now Lawrence. Really is a battering ram style 12 in an England shirt. He's made a decent partnership with Cam Redpath at Bath, and he moved there when Worcester collapsed. And they've done it again, I think, Wales. It was Lewis Rees-Zammit who ripped before, and now Faletau. Here's Owen Williams.
Onside.
Dan Biggar's on the bench. Freddie Stewart, interesting choice to let that bounce. I think he could have gathered that ball on the full. And the kicking from Wales out of hand is very loose. Here comes Lewis Ludlam. Lewis Ludlam, a windmill of flesh and blood. He's virtually impossible to break down. He sees tackles as a personal affront. Farrell again. And they're beginning to sweep forward here, England, building those phases, trying to stress out this Welsh defence. Was that knocked forward in contact? Though it was. The Welsh defence is hanging on. But what about this kicking game from Wales?
Well, yeah, that was going to be my next point. So you've got Owen Williams in at fly half. It's the first time he is starting at fly half. He's come off the bench before and he's played in centre before. And 2 of those kicks that did not relieve any pressure, unfortunately, came from him. And that's not like him. We've seen him in Ospreys. He's been performing fantastically well. He's been the catalyst for the Ospreys in Europe with some of their really big defeats that they've managed to get. But for him at the moment, he's looking a bit shaky to me. He needs to settle into this game. He's a good player. He deserves to be out there. He just needs to believe in it. But some credible turnovers from Wales, keeping them in the game. But Talupi Faletau there, he's a big man, getting well over that ruck and stealing that ball. Really good work rate.
Yeah, it's a very inexperienced 10, 12, 13 for Wales today. Mason Grady and Joe Hawkins playing for the first time together. Mason Grady's debut, 2 20-year-olds, but they have played 4 times together for the Wales under-20 side, so they're not complete strangers. And that's the first carry, and it's a punchy one from Hawkins. Owen Williams again. Mason Grady pokes it through. Big man, 6'5", over 17 stones, replacing George North, and I'm reliably informed he's bigger than George, so that gives you an idea of his size. Ollie Chesham, brother Lewis, was playing last night for England in their win against Wales in the under-20s in Colwyn Bay in North Wales. Jack Van Poortfleet, a lot of height in that kick. My heavens, that stayed there for a long time. And Alex Dombrandt takes it. The Harlequins and England number 8. Jamie George, 75th cap for England. Chesham, good carry. Had an excellent game against Italy. Wales down a man. Ellis Genge carries again. Very mobile loose head prop. And England get the penalty. And this deadlock of nil each might be broken now. It looks like that may well be within kicking range for Owen Farrell. And there's the tackle of Gareth Thomas on Chesham. He damaged himself in the process. Chesham looks like a mighty prospect. Won the Premiership with Leicester at the end of last season.
Yeah, he's been a real asset for England, hasn't he? Athletic guy. Both the second row pair in Chesham, Lewis Ludlam, really performing well for England. And there you just see Gareth Thomas getting his head in the wrong position. That's why you always keep your head up, watch the player until the very last minute. And then you want to ideally get that whole, head on the side, cheek to cheek, as they say. The cheek of your face onto the cheek of their rear. That's the safest way to perform that tackle.
Is that what Freddie Stewart was doing when he broke out of defence a few moments ago? Cheek to cheek. Owen Farrell. 1,137 points, 42 short of the Johnny Wilkinson. And his kicking percentage in this Six Nations is very low, 56%. That's all it is. The 6 times Lion. In for Marcus Smith, who had 20 consecutive starts for England. That run's broken. Wales have lost their last 5 in the Six Nations. The last Welsh win against Scotland here last year. And England want to deliver more pain in the Welsh direction. And that's a good start to their campaign in this one.
Yeah, good option from England there. There was a lot of rugby being played in the centre field with no real team managing to punch through. So first opportunity for penalty points, and they've taken it. You know, they would have taken a leaf out of Ireland's book round 1. You've got to silence this Welsh crowd if you're going to have any chance of getting in on the scoreboard. So an early 3, just a bit of a warning shot.
Williams restart. Yeah, Wales 0 match points after their first 2 matches. 34-10 defeat to Ireland, 35-7 against Scotland. Just 2 tries scored, 9 tries against, points difference minus 52, worst in the championship after the first 2 rounds. Jack van Poortvliet didn't start the Premiership final last season. Van Poortvliet for Leicester. Richard Wigglesworth did. Now the coach, after Steve Borthwick left Leicester to go to the England job. Alan Wynne-Jones, 37 years of age now. How much energy is left in those aging old legs? And goes through the legs of Jack van Poortvliet. And the large figure of Freddie Stewart gives it to Lee Halfpenny, now 34. Good to see him starting regularly when he's been picked to start for Wales. Recently he's got injured either the day before the match or on match day in the warm-up. Thomas Williams. Straight to Freddie Stewart. Plenty of white shirts that almost hit Max Malins in the face on its way to Owen Farrell. Looking for the 50-22 and covering the space then, Farrell. And there he is. There were 3 50-22s, by the way, in the first half last night of Italy against Ireland. And the under-20s, never seen that before. So Wales trying to build here. Just outside their own 22. They've had plenty of entries to the opposition 22 against Ireland and Scotland, but just not converting. Conversion rate is actually horrific for Wales when you consider the amount of time they've spent in the red zone of the opposition. Williams waits.
Use it now.
It's only 2 years since Wales won the championship. Almost won a Grand Slam. Brice Duna stole that from them for the last minute try in the final game. Lewis Rees-Zammit takes it. Tunes on in behind Williams, and they're on the back foot here. Wales, they've got to somehow get forwards again. And here's just the man, Big Mason Grady. Now Josh Adams, 20 tries for Wales, but that's going to wobble and roll for Freddie Stewart to touchdown.
Lovely little glimpse there of Mason Grady, just showing his footwork, his strength, and that ability to get the ball out wide, feeding the speed. The likes of Josh Adams, Rees-Zammit, they are key for Wales. Just need to get their hands on the ball a little bit more. But I like that intent from Josh Adams. You could see that England covering players were coming across, so we just kicked it infield in a hope of keeping it alive and continuing the attack.
Talking experience in that midfield, Grady and Hawkins. Ray Gravel and Steve Fennick made their debuts together for Wales against France in Paris in 1975. Turnover, is it? Surely, yes it is. Clamped on Jack Willis, a man who's recovered from a horrific injury. He basically ripped his knee apart against Italy at Twickenham a couple of years ago, now at Toulouse, and that's why he's in the team, or one of the reasons why.
Yeah, one of the reasons, and the scary thing, there's more to come from this player. Fantastic to see him starting to get back to his form. You know, England, they got so many breakdown threats. You got Jack Willis, you got Itoje, you got Don Brandt. You know, Wales are going to have to be a bit smarter at the ruck area.
It's one of the advantages England have. They've got Henry Slade's left boot. It can be long and accurate. That one actually wasn't. I remember on one occasion in a Premiership semi-final against Saracens, he stuck it 50 metres right into the corner, helped Exeter go through to the final. So he can be nerveless in those situations, Slade, but having a left foot, always an advantage on that side of the field. Jamie George. 12 tries he scored for England. We're going to see this big English rolling maul today that was so effective against the Italians. Lawrence hammering through the midfield. That's what he's been doing for this England side. Beautiful hands, and here's Watson. Tries to get away. The British and Irish Lion. Good defence by Wales again. Oh, this man Genge is such a good carrier. Sure, yeah, it just became messy from England. There was a lack of communication, which ended up in the crossing, and England, in a very promising position, give away the penalty.
Yeah, and you know what, you feel like once they take in Wales to that outside edge, actually some slightly more simplistic front carries with a defensive line that's trying desperately to get onside. They're going backwards. It could have been a little bit easier, but they tried, fair play. They tried to run a bit of a pod structure, create some movement. Fortunately, they were done for crossing. I just think they're going to look back on that and think we could have done things a bit simpler. They've done the hard work. They troubled Wales. You just see the block.
It's all a bit higgledy-piggledy, wasn't it, in the end? But good hands initially.
Yeah, good to see Anthony Watson back into running form as well. I mean, he's a great player.
Yeah, his first England test start in 2 years for Anthony Watson. Goes towards Tipuric. Another one of the veterans in this Welsh side. That's been knocked forward. Advantage to Wales. Here's Hawkins, who's looked good in a Welsh shirt since he made his debut in November. But again, it's a kick straight to the England fullback. Thomas Williams. Taken by Watson. Actually, his last test appearance was for the British and Irish Lions in the test series against South Africa. Then he makes a big hit. He's enjoying his return, isn't he? Here is Faletau. Chunza, and attempting, I think, the offload through the back door, losing possession. And it'll be a scrum to England, but that had a feel of a chance about it if they could have got the ball away.
Oh, it really did. But you know what? I don't blame him for what he did there. He tested that gap between the two defensive players. He showed the ball on the inside, keeping there, shows the ball, keeps the Mario Itoje true. And if he could have got that offload away, that would have been textbook exposure of sort of a floating two-man defence. He just didn't quite get the exexecution for it.
Look at England's carries, 28 already, 187 metres made already to Wales, 71, and 2 line breaks thrown in there as well. Yeah, Chris Chinza just past his 20s, debut age 19 in 2021, born in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and a massive prospect for this Welsh team. And they've got to find them from somewhere, because there's a lot of ageing bodies in that Welsh side, in this Welsh squad, and they can't go on forever. Owens, Tipuric, Alan Wynne-Jones and others. Lee Halfpenny too. Jack Van Poortvliet, lovely move. Max Mearns from Owen Farrell was an England player taken out off the ball there and pushed forwards. They might score yet though, Farrell. They must use the extra man, and England do. And it's Anthony Watson who scores. Can you feel the Red Rose drumbeat in this stadium?
Brilliant attack from England. There were multiple opportunities they just created for themselves in those two phases. It wasn't just one ball was the answer. There were inside options, outside options. Like you see on that first break, was a player taken off the ball. That surely would have been a try if the ball had gone to hands. But they managed to... There, look. Oh, that's touch and go. But they managed to hold on to it and recycle it. And look at this now. Players overlap, big gaps between. You can see Lee Halfpenny desperately trying to scramble back to affect that, but up against Anthony Watson, you know there's only going to be one result there. Really good attack from England.
Yeah, there was plenty of white light on the outside, and Anthony Watson, what a return. 2 years away from international rugby. He's 29 tomorrow. Happy birthday, young man. There's some talk of Caden Murley maybe coming into the team in the absence of Ollie Hassel-Collins, but Anthony Watson got the nod from Steve Borthwick. 12 points against Scotland. Farrell 10 against Italy. Ooh, there's another one missed. Hasn't been the greatest of strike rate. That obviously a very difficult kick from far out there, but a great moment for Watson.
Yeah, great way to be back. Like you say, 2 years he's been out from the international arena, but it's a lovely break here, and that could have been a try. But still, the recycling. Look, Wales slow to fold around that ruck. We had barely 4 players, 4 Welsh defenders trying to defend nearly an entire England back line there.
23rd try for England. Anthony Watson, he's got a return of around 1 try every 2 games in an England shirt. Penalty as England come in off their feet. Matthew Reynal, and well, it's all about the restart, isn't it? Controlling it. It's so frustrating for players and coaches when that happens. And well, what do Wales do here? Ken Owen's decision, the captain. He's actually got a lot of ex-captains around him, so he's a lot of people to ask for advice.
Yeah, to be fair, he is in good company, isn't he? Justin Tipuric was captaining through the Autumn Nations, and then before that, the legend Alan Wynne-Jones.
Stay on feet, okay?
And I think this is a good call. At 20 minutes in, Wales have still got a big fat 0 on the board, so take that 3. They didn't have to work that hard for that penalty. Like you say, it was a bit of a soft one straight off the kick-off receipt. But look at that for me there, sorry, okay. Wales defenders too slow to fold round there. Got to work harder.
Well, no Dan Biggar today, he's on the bench, so Lee Halfpenny with 778 points for Wales. Of course, a top-class goal kicker in his own right, as he's shown in many shirts. Toulon, the Lions, Wales, club colours too. Other clubs, apart from Toulon, Welsh clubs. 3 points for Wales are on the board.
The old reliable Lee Halfpenny, solid under the high balls and sure as on the kicks. Interesting up against his opposite fullback, Freddie Stewart. Do you know when Lee Halfpenny made his debut in 2008? Freddie Stewart was 7. That's the contrast we've got in the 2 players.
In some career, people sometimes forget that he won a Champions Cup when he was at Toulon.
Yeah.
And a European Challenge Cup with Cardiff as well. So 2 European trophies he's won.
Taking back, yeah? Taking back in the 22.
Thomas Williams hovering and hanging, and that's Freddie Stewart again. He's just sensational in the air. Big man again. Sinclair, they're using those loose head, tight head carriers, tip-ons. Van Poortvliet, and Farrell looks for the cross kick for Watson to chase. Always had too much flight on it from the Saracens 10.
Yeah, a bit of an unforced error there, not one you expect normally from Owen Farrell. He's pretty sure, especially on those crossfield kicks. But yeah, the trajectory wasn't quite right there, a bit too much distance rather than height. Putting his hand up, yeah, my bad, won't happen again, boys.
Worth remembering that this week, during the trauma they went through in discussions with the Welsh Rugby Union, they missed a training session Tuesday afternoon, cancelled to facilitate negotiations, but they did have a longer morning session. Maybe they needed some more training sessions built in there somewhere. And they're making some errors out there. Here's Williams, another one pumped high. Watson goes up and takes it securely. Marno Toje clears out, and Van Poortvliet to Ellis Genge yet again. They know what they're going to get from him. But a rumbling forward, soft hands, they need it, pace, footwork too. And they win the put into the scrum.
He cannot roll.
He can't roll.
He cannot.
England 6 match points from 2 rounds, 8 tries for, 4 against. Remember, new coaching team, Steve Borthwick at the helm, Nick Evans, the attack coach, and also Kevin Sinfield taking charge of the defence. Have we seen enough yet from Nick Evans, or is 3 games not long enough to give him time to bed in?
Yeah, I don't think 3 games are long enough. I mean, hey, that earlier attack, there was multiple options they created for themselves, so we're seeing glimpses. But yeah, let's wait to the end of the campaign before we sort of put him on trial.
Yeah, he's been a great attack coach for Harlequins, helped take them to the English Premiership, the former All Blacks number 10. Up in the booth near us here with Borthwick et al. Chris Chinza Made a Six Nations debut in the previous round.
That's okay, guys. Just slide on the ground.
Alex King involved with the Welsh side, former Wasps player, coached at Clermont. The Wales attack coach. Alongside him is Mike Forshaw, so the defence coach for Wales. So changes all round in both coaching booths.
Yeah, there certainly is. And Alex King, he had a brief stint in 2017 working alongside Rob Howley when Warren Gatland was away with the Lions. So he's been in and around, but still, this is very much new team, new system, new structure. So yeah, both teams looking to find their feet in a World Cup year, which is normally unheard of. Coaches, staff, everyone should be bedded in at least 3 years out from the World Cup. But this is where these teams find themselves. It'll be an interesting journey for them both.
England 7 defeats in the last 12 Six Nations games since they last won the championship in 2020. A very solid scrummage for Jack van Poortvliet. Now Ollie Lawrence, one of those trademark carries of him. He's very much a straight line runner. Style of Manu Tuilagi. Even if you remember, if you're as old as me, Charles Kent, way back in the 70s, long running line of big England 12s. And that's good ball, getting across the gain line. Faletau, there's that quick line speed again. Owen Williams finds Hawkins. He gets bludgeoned to the floor. Lewis Ludlam hits him hard. But England not rolling away, but rolling away as fast as he can scamper is Thomas Williams. Ken Owens in support. The wily old veteran on his shoulder. Now Lee Halfpenny to Alan Wynne-Jones. They hit William Alan Wynne-Jones hard there.
Okay.
Sinker, one of the hitters, not respecting his legendary reputation there, were they? Thomas Williams, now Thomas Francis. Thomas Williams again. Thomas, Justin Tipuric, who's been an exceptional form for Ospreys this season, especially in Europe. Owen Williams, Halfpenny again, runs into Lawrence, getting a bit of ball.
Stay back, push back.
At least Wales, all 4 of their regions are in the bottom half of the league here. The URC, and now it's Wales' turn to seal off.
Send penalty kick against the number 2.
And it's an England penalty.
Stay on feet, your
And this time relief for them.
Yeah, you did feel like that was coming with these dominant collisions coming in from England. It just means that the people that are supporting the Welsh players, they're going to be off-tilter. They're not coming in at the best angle. And there we see Gareth Thomas desperately trying to get over the player, but Chris Chunsery's been taken back. So essentially he's coming in off his feet or indeed from the side. And look at this hit against Alan Wynne-Jones. I mean, wow, talk about coming up against a brick wall. You've got to give credit there to England and their defence. Some of these hits they're putting in, they are stopping players at source.
Well, Kevin Sinfield, I'm sure to thank partly for that. And look at England, 4 visits to the opposition, 22, none for Wales. Wales actually have the most dominant tackles in the championship after 2 rounds, but it's England certainly dominating that particular part of the game today so far. But Wales get their hands on that one, and this gives them an opportunity to fashion an exit. The English line-out was actually 100%, really was superb against Italy, 20 from 20. A lot of the ball was very clean off the top stuff, super for launch plays. England though decided to use it more for battering ram attacks through Ollie Lawrence. Ken Owens goes funneling in to try and counter-ruck this England side, but it's Itoje comes away with the ball, gets around the attempted tackle of Adam Beard. Lion on lion. There's plenty of lions out there on both sides. Jack van Poortvliet, Thomas Williams, one of the smaller players with Max Malins. Oh, another dominant collision from England. Ellis Gaines this time with a hammerhead.
Ball available, stay back.
Oh, could be a few bruised ribs at half-time. Where are the smelling salts, mother? Thomas Williams again. It's sort of not quite the kick he was maybe intending. Not a lot of distance on those. Yeah, they're able to compete for the ball, but it's just giving it back to England. All the pressure coming from white shirts. Oh, it would foul the inside again, and Max Malins once more. That's a Saracens move.
Knock on wide. No!
And they've knocked the ball on, though, in contact. So Wales can get away here through Owen Williams. An inexperienced midfield. Hawkins, Lewis Rees-Zammit. He's not going to escape, is he? So many English players around him, but back they come for the knock on. But England very much in the ascendancy here.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you can feel they're really piling the pressure on, and again, just questioning those kicks from Wales. They're not really relieving much pressure. Just feel like every time an England player busts through, there's an option for them. Poor Lee Halfpenny on the end of an Ellis Genge hit there.
All good? Okay.
Halfpenny took the full 10 shillings there, didn't he?
Here is the mark, guys.
What a terrible pun. He's recovered, though.
Time back on.
England 3 defeats in the 2022 Six Nations. They were 3rd and they were 5th in 2021 with also 3 defeats. England last winning the championship in 2020 on points difference from France. Last slam for them 2016. Wales last slam 2019, not that long ago. Just 4 years for Wales, but what a mess they've got themselves into with these contracts, player representation on boards. And cap rules, but penalty at the scrum. England winning 6 scrum penalties against Italy, and of course it's a natural source of power for England historically is the scrum, the line out, the maul, anything that involves big powerful men, basically.
Yeah, certainly, and this is an area where Wales would have wanted to try and get some dominance. You know, one thing for me with England makes them so strong is their mobility of their front row. Ellis Genge, Carl Sinclair, Jamie George, their ability to ball carry around the park, ability to get turnovers. So if you can tire them out at scrum time, that's half the battle. But you can see there Thomas Francis just wanting an explanation of what went on there.
It's interesting so far. England scored 4 tries from line-out mauls against Italy 2 weeks ago. One of those a penalty try. And they haven't had a line-out maul yet, or a line-out close to the Wales line. So Wales have the fun of that yet to face.
Long bind for you, Kaited. Easy picture
at the moment when they're getting penalties, obviously they're choosing to tick over the scoreboard and go for the points rather than going for that corner and taking that line-out maul.
England have lost their last 3 games at the Principality Stadium, but they're in pretty good shape at the moment. Farrell's last attempt off the woodwork. Post made of wood anymore. Is still wood or they metal? Not sure. Listen carefully. If he hits the post, the noise will tell you. No, it's 1 from 3. Owen Farrell's difficult season off the boot continuing. To be fair, 2 of the kicks he's missed today have been less than straightforward.
I told you in the training.
14 points in this fixture in 2021, the last time England played in Cardiff. Nick Evans there, centre front, looks on beside Borthwick. Above him to the left there, Steve Borthwick, over 50 caps for England as a player, former England captain too. And here is the current England captain, Owen Farrell. Halfpenny, oh, and again it's a smashing hit, and it was looked beautifully timed from here. Just as Halfpenny caught the ball, he was on his haunches when he got crushed. Off goes Chinza.
Use it, 9. No,
no. Looks like somebody put TNT in England's porridge this morning. Stewart, he's already a legend in the air.
Use it,
he hasn't played that many games for England. Does he miss anything? Jack Van Poortvliet hooks it, and that should be Williams' ball, but he's outside the 22. And he certainly couldn't call the mark. And Wyn Jones. Can he stay around long enough in a Welsh shirt to make it to yet another World Cup in France this autumn? Yes, it's that close. Wales are working very hard, but they just can't get their way out of their own half or anywhere near the England 22.
Tackle now.
Ellis Gaines gets a run up, and then the little tip on to Lewis Ludlam. Looks for support, stays strong at his feet. Gaines all over this pitch, isn't he? You sure he's a loose head? Doesn't look like one to me. Farrell, and then came Adam Beard looking for a second charge down of a Farrell kick, and that is surely not gone. Rynal wanders over to the point of infringement.
Oh my God.
I was going for the tap back there. Frustrating because you know what, he had the height on Lee Halfpenny there. You could have put two hands to it. He was trying to keep the ball alive. It would have been that miracle pass if he'd tapped that back. It was caught on the full. It was guaranteed try.
I would say here, just
referees,
if you have a long bind,
directives from World Rugby discussion with
okay, just make an
Thomas Francis about technique. Yeah, referees been told to try and speed up the game as much as they can, and great to see ball and play time is already up by 3 minutes. The most was Ireland-France, 46 minutes of ball and play time, and it's great to see.
It is, and you know, you ask anyone, that was one of the most entertaining games of rugby we've had in a long time. So, you know, it's no coincidence that kind of goes hand in hand with the ball in play, and two very ambitious teams that went for it. Really good attacking rugby.
Italy, Ireland earlier on was brilliant. It was end-to-end stuff, both sides providing splashes of radiant rugby colour. Well, that discussion with Michel Rynal seems to have paid off for Thomas Francis.
Yeah, keep the elbow up.
Maybe invited him round for a barbecue or something.
But you know what, that savvy play there, making sure, referee, can you tell me again, what am I to do? Let me tell you what I'm trying to do. Just, you know, sort of painting the best possible picture that you are doing everything you can to make that scrum successful.
They want a penalty there. It doesn't even matter what Wales do, though. They just can't get this England side onto their heels. Yet to build a true attacking platform in this match with just 5 minutes to half time. So it goes to Adam Beard, Lion in South Africa. Williams on the outside, and now the thundering run from the big man, Mason Grady. He's not just a thumper, he's got good footwork too. There's Grady spinning it the other way, throwing Williams. The call came in. Halfpenny was on his shoulder. Now they get on the front foot. Thomas Williams, and now Joe Hawkins. That's okay, the ball's out, says the referee. Play on. Wales recover. They've actually got the best ruck speed of any team in the championship in the opposition 22 Wales, but they haven't been converting. Owen Williams gets caught, and it's Ellis Gaines again. What a game the loose head is having in the loose. Hawkins, Lewis Rees-Zammit. Williams, and he takes ball and man. It's Jack Willis up fast. Wales being defeated by the line speed at the moment. In comes Ludlam again quickly, the Northampton Saint. Hair flopping, Williams once more. Here's Josh Adams. Is there a fracture in this England defence? Justin Tipperdick. He loves being in those wide areas for Ospreys in Wales. Francis.
Now lift of the ball.
England keen to get off that line. Were they onside? Out goes Hawkins again.
For me, ball was out, yeah.
Williams comes in. Owen Williams waits. Alan Wynne Jones outside him. Adams in the line on the pullback. Here's Lewis Rees-Zammit. Can't quite get away from Freddie Stewart, but now they're in this English 22. It's the first time they've been here in the whole match, and this has been one of the Welsh problems, the inability to convert positions like this. More entries than anybody else in the first 2 rounds. Chinza, Cutlow, Williams, Owens. This would lift the crowd just before half-time. Trying the direct route, and over the ball goes Don Brandt, and he clamped on that, limpet like And yet again, Wales just build those numbers. Lack of conversion rate inside the opposition. 22, England come away with the ball.
Frustration for the Welsh fans there. That was their best attacking opportunity. Like you say, the first time they've actually got into the 22. And I do just feel, after that initial bust through from Louis Rees-Zammit, they could have filled the field a little better in attack. They overloaded the right-hand side. It was all a bit predictable for England. There was a big wide space to the left of the post, but it only had two Welsh players in it. They needed to have a bit more composure, take that step back, look at what's in front. You just saw the Welsh players creeping closer to the ruck. But well done for England, massive turnover, crucial, like you say, just before the end of the first half.
Yeah, those championship minutes, as they're called, when scores can sometimes mean almost double scores. Just watch the Harlequins 8 here. Perfect. Well, he's got his hands on the ground ahead of the ball. Technically.
Yeah.
Technically. Anyway, it's given us a penalty. Itoje takes it. Nothing we can do about that. So England trying to get that maul working, and it hasn't worked at all. It's given Wales one last chance just inside this England half, with half-time bearing down on us here in Cardiff. Top of the head for Adam Beard.
Was good on your side, Bracey, the last round.
Started 20 in a row for Wales, Adam Beard.
Okay.
Quite a record.
Here's the mark.
Hugely experienced referee, of course, Mathieu Reynal, the impassive Mathieu Reynal.
Guys, both of you make an effort. We stay high. Okay? Don't bind the elbow up.
They could make a great French detective in a novel. Whatever French is for novel. Might be novel. Good scrum away. It goes quickly as it collapses. Hawkins to Grady, and it's easily read, but England's defence. Lawrence tries to poach Owen Williams, and it's Louis Rees-Zammit. They're certainly trying to use the big Gloucester winger around the park. Alan Wynne-Jones, two men on him. Lewis Ludlam, his tackle count must be high at the end of this first half. We'll check it. The break, England go in again, the breakdown, but Wales have it. It's in the red numbers now. Owen Williams, beautiful pass. Gareth Thomas finds the collision, not the support, but there's red numbers to the right-hand side. Owen Williams dives it through the hole to Hawkins. Crowd rising here at the Principality Stadium. England defence looks well organised, and Josh Adams comes in on the short angle. The Sinfield defence clamps the route shut. Adam Beard. And again, England, Lewis Ludlam get over the ball at the crucial moment. And that is sensational stuff. We've seen Ludlam, Willis, Dombrand, the entire back row in this first half have managed to return turnovers for England.
And you know what, a defensive set like that is as powerful as scoring a try. Yeah. That is a massive blow for Wales. Yeah, credit, look, straight over the ball. Brilliant work. I just felt every ruck there for Wales too slow. They need to get that ball out, make decisions early.
Well, Wales' rather abysmal conversion rate continues in this game, and England creating one superb chance. They had numbers on that left-hand side. They took it well. Anthony Watson going in on the corner, and after 40 minutes it's Wales 3 and England 8.